So reading section, paraphrasing, practice. Okay, so for this part of the lesson, we're going to take the same passage that we are working with in the past couple of lessons. Again, remember that this reading passage is taken from www.aehelp.com, so please visit us there for more practice, more passages, and tell us what you think when you have a moment. So, how can we paraphrase? Well, number one is write out a paragraph double-spaced. Okay, so first take a blank piece of paper, look at the paragraph in the reading passage, and then write out each sentence in the paragraph, leaving a space between each sentence. That's where your paraphrasing will come. So make sure you write it out. Don't do it on the piece of paper. Write out the original paragraph so you get a feeling for the original paragraph, and then try to paraphrase it. So first write it out, double space. Then second, use synonyms, antonyms, plus negatives, expressions, and grammar to paraphrase above each sentence. Okay? So the four different ways which I just showed you, try to use all of them and write your paraphrase above each sentence. Okay? And make sure that you're trying to paraphrase using your own knowledge first. So use what you have in your head. Be patient. Try to think about these synonyms and antonyms before you use a dictionary or thesaurus. So let's make a note about that. Try to first paraphrase from your mind. So again, be patient. Of course, during the IELTS exam, you can't have a dictionary or a thesaurus with you. So try to first paraphrase from your mind, then if it is difficult, use a dictionary or a thesaurus. Okay? A thesaurus is a special kind of dictionary which basically paraphrases for you. It gives you synonyms and so on. A lot of different types of computer processing software can also do this for you. So first try it with your own mind. You'll be surprised how much information you already know. And then if you're having some difficulty, use a dictionary or a thesaurus. Now remember that effective paraphrasing means you're replacing at least 70% of the original words with different words. If you're very good at paraphrasing, then you can replace 100% of the original words and still have the same meaning. Alright, so these are the steps to paraphrasing, and now I will show you with an example. So let's have a look at the paragraph. We're going to look at paragraph 3 from Mountains of Ice, and then we're going to paraphrase this paragraph. Alright, so again, we're looking at Mountains of Ice. We're looking at paragraph 3, and again, this is taken from www.aehelp.com. Look at some of the previous lessons to read the entire passage. Okay, so let's look at paragraph 3. Icebergs range in height from 1 meter all the way up to over 75 meters above sea level. The height measures the visible portion of the iceberg. The tallest icebergs may have a total height of over 650 meters, including their underwater portion. The largest ever recorded was 168 meters above the water, meaning the entire height of this floater was likely greater than 1,500 meters. For reference, that is twice the height of most skyscrapers. Okay, so here I'm just going to take the first sentence and write it out on the board and begin our paraphrasing. So, icebergs range in height from 1 meter all the way up to over 75 meters above sea level. The height measures the visible portion of the iceberg. All right, so let's start to paraphrase. Now, icebergs, we can keep it the same, but we also know that they're called ice mountains. And try to use different colors when you're doing this exercise. So use one color for the original and then use another color for the paraphrase. So ice mountains vary in height, we can say size, from 1 meter, 100 centimeters, all the way up to, so all the way up to is an expression, we should read it in one and then try to paraphrase it. So in 100 centimeters, all the way up to a height of over 75 meters above the ocean's surface. Okay? Above sea level, above the ocean surface. The height indicates the visible portion of the iceberg, indicates the part or section of the ice that can be seen. All right, so there we have our paraphrase above the original, and now let's just make sure to go over it and read the original, read our paraphrase, and make sure that it makes sense. So the original paragraph in the passage reads, icebergs range in height from 1 meter all the way up to over 75 meters above sea level. The height measures the visible portion of the iceberg. Now, here's our paraphrase. Ice mountains vary in size from 100 centimeters to a height of over 75 meters above the ocean's surface. The height indicates the part of the ice that can be seen. All right, and when you're finished this paraphrasing, don't be surprised that when you look at the questions, you're going to probably see a lot of your paraphrasing as the questions. And when you have lots of practice doing this, you'll be able to recognize paraphrasing much faster and much more accurately. And of course, this will greatly help to increase your score and your confidence. So, I suggest doing this kind of exercise for many paragraphs before you go to the IELTS exam. And you can also do this kind of paragraph for the questions. So look at the questions, write out the questions and paraphrase them, and then you'll see that what you're actually doing is often writing what you will see in the passage. So this covers the two main strategies that I'm going to show you for now for the reading passage. Remember, the first one is critical reading, so asking what, why, how for each paragraph. And the second one here is paraphrasing, so writing out the original paragraph and then writing out the paraphrase of that information. Now in the next section, we're going to be looking at the questions for this passage, and I'm going to show you some specific strategies that you should do to answer each different type of question and what you should do with the questions during the reading time. So again, if you want more information about this, visit us at www.ahelp.com.